Hello there. Welcome to our chat about consistency. What if I told you that the key to reaching your goals and the key to your own success, defined on your terms, the key to it is being consistent? Would you give it a try? If you're thinking about consistency, it is a commitment. It is a commitment that you make to yourself or maybe even to other people. It's about keeping your word to carry out your objective or your goal or your plan. And consistency, the level that you have, reflects your standard and your values. Showing up every single day is hard. It's tough. It takes devotion. It takes creativity, but I know you can do it. If you really, really want to achieve a goal, showing up every day is a surefire way to get yourself to that point. So I want to talk to you about how to become more consistent, how to maybe adapt your overall daily routine to build in consistency, because it's a habit. It's a habit. It's something that takes a little time, but you have it in you to do it and to show up. So overall, consistency. And tell me in the comments or in the chat, or I love when you send messages about your own routines or what you're doing, but tell me how you feel about your level of consistency. Do you feel like you're pretty consistent when it comes to achieving your goals or setting out to achieve your goals? Do you feel like you are really excited for the first 5 days and then life happens and you just totally get derailed and move on, and then feel this guilt afterwards for, oh my gosh, I had this goal and I really wanted to be here and I'm not, and all of those things? Because I'm sure we've all been there. You are not alone. So sharing your story only helps other people feel a sense of normalcy, and it also helps them, recognize that own trait in themselves. A lot of it is just awareness, right? Just knowing what we're doing and how we're getting in our own way to stop ourselves from being so consistent. But consistency develops discipline and self-control. If you are showing up the same way every day, over time, that's going to build this amazing self-control. It leads to progress. It builds a higher level of trust. Being consistent is what helped me climb a professional ladder so quickly. You have to prove yourself in some capacities, in some professions, and probably in many professions. And one way to do that is by being reliable and showing up all the time. It creates this accountability and it helps you get noticed. So consistency overall is something that you want to build into your daily plan. A lot of us struggle with it, like I was saying before, and I'm sure, and I want to know from you if this is something that you struggle with. You get really excited about something and then lose focus or lose patience or just have this lack of clarity, or maybe you have this all or nothing mindset. And I want to unpack that. I want to talk about that, because all or nothing is not healthy, right? It's this 80% that we're striving for. Consistent doesn't mean forever. It doesn't mean 100%. It's not perfect. You're probably going to mess up on your route to become more consistent. You're going to have moments. Life happens. Things happen. I set goals to be outside for 30 minutes every day. Yesterday, I was on a plane for, I left at 4 a.m. and got home at 8 p.m., right? There was no daylight. I was on a plane or in an airport for most of the day. Does that wreck my overall daily goal of wanting to be outside and walk for 30 minutes? No, that's one day. If I show up the next day, I'm back on track. I'm being consistent. It's not 100%. It does not have to be all or nothing. You might have a couple of days or a series of days. It's about, okay, I recognize how I feel. I'll just take the walking thing, for example. I recognize how I feel when I have 30 to 60 minutes of outdoor walking a day. I feel really good. I feel focused. I feel stretched. I feel recovered. I feel even more energetic when I have that 30 to 60 minutes of outdoor walking. The days that I don't, I notice that it's a little harder to focus. I kind of feel like I haven't taken a moment for myself. So more often than not, I'm going to try to go for that 30 to 60 minute outside daily walk. More often than not. Not every day, not 100%. Although maybe sometimes that's the goal. I set a goal to walk for 90 days, a 5K or walk or run, and I did it. And that was, for me, my goal was to show up every single day. And at that moment and at that time, that was the perfect challenge for me. Every day might not be accessible or available to you right now, but 80% of the time, 75% of the time, it's just to avoid from these surges of let's do this thing and be really excited about it, and then life happens, retreat, draw away. We want to build over time, and in order to do that, you might have days where you don't do the thing, but it's recognizing and saying, okay, I didn't do the thing today, but here's my plan to get it tomorrow, to get after it tomorrow. That is building this accountability with yourself, that is showing that it's valuable to you. Because the truth is, if you set out to complete something and you stop showing up for it, it's probably lost value for you in some way. And maybe you haven't admitted that to yourself yet. But usually, if we find value in something, if something is important to us, we will figure out a way to make it happen most of the time. But like I said, I know life happens, things happen. There's a birthday party, there's this, there's that. You have to show up for somebody else on a day that was just absolutely not planned. But again, we're striving for like that 80%. 80% to me is pretty dang consistent. It's not 100%, but it's not all or nothing, right? We're not looking for all or nothing. We're looking for most of the time. You with me? Most of the time, not all of the time. So here are 3 things that I recommend. If you are listening to this and you're saying, okay, I want to change. I want to do something. I want to progress in some way. I have my eyes on a prize and I want it. This is how you're going to do it. This is how I suggest you do it. These are some tips I have for you to get there. 3, just 3. I love 3. 3 is such a magical number, isn't it? 5's too many. 4 is weirdly, it's just 2 and 2. 3 is perfect. Okay. In order to be consistent at something, and I'm going to go out there and just, here we go. In order to be consistent, which is not all or nothing, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a goal, it's very difficult to be consistent at something. You could probably show up every single day for something. Like, I'm thinking, the first thing that came to my mind was, well, I brush my teeth every day, but I don't necessarily have a goal, but maybe you do. It's that you want to keep your beautiful smile, you want good gum health, whatever it is. Maybe it's not like this huge goal, but in the back of your mind, you don't want to be yelled at by your dentist for not brushing your teeth, so you do it every single day. Twice a day, I hope. Maybe. Once a day? Twice a day? Twice a day? Any dentists out there? I know there are. You got to have a goal. So number 1, we're going to create a goal. If you want to build consistency and you want to be successful at the thing, the prize, the thing that you want, you're going to create a goal around it. That goal is going to be extremely specific. I'm talking who, what, where, when, how, all of those things. Why, how, all of it. Super, super, super specific. If your goal is like, I want to get stronger, cool. How will you know that? How will you measure that? What is the deadline? What are you looking to get stronger by? What does that mean to you? What does it mean to be stronger? Is it a feeling? Is it I can lift that thing over there, hold it over my head for 5 minutes? Be incredibly specific. With that goal, then you're going to break it down and you're going to develop a way to be there for it every single day. So if strength, getting stronger is your goal, create something specific around it. I want to be able to lift that thing over my head for 5 minutes. I want to be able to carry my 50-pound child for our 1 mile walk or whatever. That's hard. I've done that. That's hard. Not my own kid, but somebody else's kid. And that's hard. Be specific with what it is that you want to accomplish, what goal it is. And then we're going to break it down and decide what's something I can do most days, almost every day. If I, in a perfect world, what's something I could do every day toward this? So I take the walking example. So I set a goal originally to walk a 5K every day for 30 days. 5K, that was the distance, every day, 30 days. Super specific. It wasn't just, I want to walk more. I want to feel better. Some side effects from that were I got more focused, I had more time for myself, I felt better, more energetic, was able to give more to other people. Those were all like side effects from this one particular thing that I wanted to do. And then I went and did it 3 times. Because I established that first 30 days, I was able to do 60 days and then 90 days. So I set this really specific goal. I decided I was going to do it every single day, even on the days that it rained. That was a lot, but I did it. But maybe for you, it's 3 times a week. Just show up for myself 3 times a week. Pick your days, put it in your calendar, boom. So that's your goal. That's number 1. Number 2, give yourself grace. It does not have to be all or nothing. Now again, that 30-day walking goal, I wanted it to be every day. But if you show up 5 out of 7 days, if you show up 4 out of 7 days, you're probably going to be in a pretty good place. You're probably going to feel pretty good most of the time. So we got to create that specific goal and then wipe away that all or nothing mentality. We're going to show up most days for this goal, allowing ourselves to have a little bit of time, recognizing that life will happen. There's going to be maybe somebody else that you have to take care of. Recognize that you might be in a plane all day, in an airport all day. It's what you do most of the time. Most of the time that matters. Not all of the time, because that is freaking unhuman and not possible. What you do most of the time determines your consistency. If you remember nothing else, consistency is what you do most of the time. It's about incremental improvement. Over the course of 30 days, because I was doing it every day, I noticed that I was able to walk faster. I got taller because my posture improved. My pace got faster. I was able to build more energy over time, which was just mind-blowing to me. So over time, you might notice incremental changes, and it didn't all happen at once. And I tracked a few things after that first month. Starting the first month, I wanted to track fat percentage and also body weight. I was on a mission to prove somebody wrong, and your girl did it because that's who I am. But it's what you do most of the time. So we're setting that specific goal. We're figuring out how to show up for it every day. And then number 2, giving ourselves grace because it is what we do most of the time toward that goal that matters, not necessarily 100%. I know that's a weird thing to hear from a fitness instructor, like, give 100%. I'm like, give 80%. That's consistent. Give 80%. You could totally do 80%. I'm not saying all or nothing. And then number 3, you're gonna wanna track your progress. Write it down somewhere. I have a few different notes in my phone that I just go every single day and updated for my walking. Like, did I do it? I was tracking water. I was tracking body fat percentage and weight. Those are just the things that I chose to track. I'm not saying you have to do the same thing, but that's what I chose. And I tracked it every single day so I could note the incremental changes. I could note the progress. I could physically see the progress in my note in my phone. And maybe you give yourself a reward for hitting something. So if your goal is to, I'll just share, somebody shared this with me. They want to, their indoor bike, they want to bike 30 minutes a day. Cool. What happens when you do 10 days? What are you going to do to reward yourself? What are you gifting yourself for doing that? What's going to happen if you hit 15 days, halfway? What are you going to do to reward yourself? And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be, food related. It might just be like, gonna totally get that cute scarf that I saw, or gonna get those new shoes because obviously I'm developing a new habit of working out. Whatever it might be that's gonna help you, give yourself a teeny little reward and track your progress. Those are it. That's the 3 things. 1, set a specific goal and develop a daily plan that you're going to show up for it, but 2, give yourself grace because crap happens and you can't always control everything. As much as we try, we cannot control everything. And 3, track the F out of your progress. Track it, write it down, commit it to paper or your computer, your phone, whatever is handy for you, and set up little incremental rewards. That's going to kind of trick yourself into keeping up the motivation, keeping up the discipline to show up for it. Those are my tricks. That's what I've got. I now challenge you to do it. I challenge you to create a goal. It doesn't have to be health related. I also create goals related to my wellness. I create goals related to finances. Maybe there's an area of your life that you're like, oh, I got to give a little more attention to that. Maybe you want to drink more water. Maybe you want to move your body. Maybe you want to read more. Whatever it is, create that specific goal and feel free to use this group to have some accountability. Come and write it every day. I did it. Or create a post and add a comment for every single day if that's something that you would like to do. Sometimes just having somebody else out there knowing that you're doing it helps to create that little push of motivation. I tracked it every single day on my Instagram story. Whatever, I don't care. People can unfollow me if they don't care about that stuff. But let me tell you what happened. I got so many messages from people that were like, ooh, I want to do that too. Or, hey, I'm going to do that too. So you never know what your own habits or what your own adventures or your own goals could help other people, especially yourself. You never know. So those are my 3 things. That is my challenge to you. Let's build consistency.